That feeling that I had has a name. It's called feeling stuck and being stuck. And not stuck because you're doing nothing, but stuck because you're doing everything without alignment. Hi, my friend. Welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and I've overcome some of the most devastating heartbreaks I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself stuck in sadness after a broken heart, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest hurts. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those heartbreaks. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. Today, I want to talk to the woman who looks like she's holding it all together. Your days are full, you're getting things done, and you're showing up, checking boxes, and handling responsibilities. And from the outside, your life looks fine. But when things slow down, when the noise of the day fades, and it's just you and your thoughts, you can't quite put your finger on it, but something feels off. You're not necessarily sad. You're not walking around angry. You're not even in the middle of a crisis. But you are mentally tired. And if you're honest with yourself, you feel stuck. So let me tell you something that I've come to understand. Because there was a time in my life where everything looked fine. I was functioning. I was handling my responsibilities. I was showing up for the people in my life. And if you had asked me, Del, are you okay? I probably would have said yes. But inside there was this quiet feeling that something just wasn't clicking. Like I was going through the motions, but not really connected to my own life. And I couldn't really point to one specific thing or one specific problem. It wasn't one big thing. It was everything, all at once. And what I've learned since then is that that feeling that I had has a name. It's called feeling stuck and being stuck. And not stuck because you're doing nothing, but stuck because you're doing everything without alignment. So let's talk about this for a minute. Because stuck doesn't just come out of nowhere. It builds quietly. It builds gradually over time. And most of the time, it's not because you're doing nothing. It's because you've been doing so much without ever stopping to ask yourself if it still fits with who you are and who you are becoming and what you love. Sometimes stuckness comes from living on what I call autopilot, and you've heard me mention that before. When you're moving through your days based on what's expected and what's familiar, what you've always done and what needs to be done, but you're not necessarily aligned with who you are right now. And sometimes it comes from just staying busy, filling your schedule, keeping your mind occupied, and always having something to do, something to check off, somewhere to be. But when you slow down, that's when you start to feel it. And let me just say this. Vacations, girls' nights, staying busy, they can make you feel better for a moment. But they don't actually get to the root of what is keeping you stuck. Because they're not solving it. They're just helping you not feel it. And I'll say that again, they're not solving the problem. They are helping you look away from the problem for a moment. And then there's another thing that I see all the time. A lot of women have never really taken the time to stop and identify what actually matters to them right now in their lives. Not 10 years ago, not what worked in a previous season, but right now. Because once you identify your values now, it becomes a lot easier to recognize what actually fits within your life and what doesn't anymore. And so when I'm working with women, one of the biggest shifts happens when they start to see themselves clearly, not who they think they are or who they used to be and have just continued to think that's them now, but how they're actually showing up in their everyday interactions, what they actually need today and want and desire today. Because that awareness, that is where movement begins. And I want to be real with you for just a second, if I may. This isn't something that you fix once and you never deal with again. I hate to break it to you, but it will crop up over and over again throughout your lifetime in different seasons and different stages. And even now, I still have moments where I feel stuck. We don't ever escape it. But the difference is I know how to pause. I know how and what to examine to understand what's really going on. And then I have the tools to shift myself out of it. And that's the work that I help women do. And here's the part that we don't talk about enough. Even when you recognize that something needs to shift or change or be removed or added to your life, even when you want to move forward desperately sometimes, you're often too close to it to see it clearly on your own, by yourself, because your judgment about your own life is clouded by your feelings and your experiences and your past. Because what happens is that you start thinking about it and then overthinking it. And then before you know it, you're connecting everything to everything. You start replaying conversations, questioning your own decisions, and second guessing yourself. And instead of getting the clarity that you so desperately want and need, you end up right back where you started, still stuck. And sometimes what you really need is somebody outside of it, somebody that's objective, someone who can see what you can't see right now. And then they can gently say to you, hey, this right here, this might actually be the thing that's keeping you stuck. Because we all have blind spots, every single one of us. And trying to navigate your way out of stuckness without ever addressing those blind spots is like trying to read the label from inside the bottle. And so, my friend, if you're listening to this now and something deep in you is saying, yeah, Del, that is me. How could you see me so clearly? I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken and you're not behind. You're not failing at life. You've just been moving without the space to really check in with yourself. And that's how I can see you, because I've been you. And awareness, that's where it begins. Not fixing everything overnight, not making some big dramatic change, although maybe that's what's called for, but not right up front. Just noticing, just being honest, and allowing yourself to say, something in my life doesn't feel aligned anymore. And so here's something that I want you to sit with. You don't have to have all the answers. Just start here, my friend. Number one, what areas of my life feel the most off, even if I can't fully explain why? And then, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper, you can ask yourself this: where might I be staying busy, distracted, or just comfortable instead of really addressing what it is that I feel. And for the high achievers out there, here's one more. If I'm honest with myself, what do I already know needs to shift? And that one may get some of you, because many times we already know, we just keep ignoring it. So my friend, this is just the beginning of the conversation, because in the next episode, we're going to talk about what happens when your life no longer fits who you've become and you don't quite know what to do about it. So if this resonated with you, if you found yourself somewhere in this episode and you're sitting there right now thinking, okay, this is me, but what does this actually mean? I created something for you. It's a simple self-check called How Stuck Are You? And it'll help you see whether you're feeling slightly stuck, somewhat stuck, or even seriously stuck, and what that might be showing you about your life right now. You can take it right on your phone. Just head over to bouncebackblackwoman.com. No pressure, it's completely free. It'll just give you a little bit more clarity about where you are. And I'm doing this because, as I always say, it's not just me. It's not just you. It's us. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey. And guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.